morning or good evening or good evening or good morning or good morning and good evening at the same time to you, because good morning and good evening are essentially the same thing. Because of that, I should say good morning almost exclusively before bed. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak on this subject of freedom and to give an idea of what this speech is not going to be. This speech has absolutely nothing to do with Professor H.C. Hoeksema did in the Philippines. I'd like to begin this speech by defining our terms. What is language? That means word. I have an appearance of righteousness, an appearance of piety, generally, which simply means I do not know anything else, but language means word. If I do not know something, then I want to condemned as heresy, and it's a lie. And it's important to remember that. Back to our discussion about liberty, rather I should say freedom. Freedom in America is evil. It's not up for debate. I absolutely detest freedom. Freedom is like a chameleon. First, it is man-made, and also it is forbidden. And as for what I understand of the history of freedom, there is nothing good about freedom, no good thing. And that's the reason that I said I don't believe that for 1 second. Colors need a special holiday. I find that to be tedious and unprofitable. And to give an idea of what this speech is not going to be, this speech has absolutely nothing to do with Professor H.C. Hoeksema mangling the elephant all the way to death in the Philippines. So this topic of did Professor H.C. Hoeksema mangling the elephant all the way to death, there is certainly interest in this question. We will look at that question tonight. Reverend Lanning vehemently denies that Hoeksema did that. It's a fabrication of the mind. No matter how much Reverend Lanning denies that, the fact is, Professor H.C. Hoeksema did in fact attack and dismantle the elephant 4 times a year, or 12 times a year since the 1960s, because it is exciting, it is so simple, and it is wonderful exercise. But that is not the primary reason. Primary reason is because it is delightful and looks awesome. And finally, I have a couple of concluding applications and remarks I'd like to make. Men are beautiful. Men are white hot, especially Scottish men. The idea of when he interacts with different objects looks so good and so pleasing that he pleases my flesh. What I mean by that is I love hot men and I adored hot men, all of them, but especially all those Scottish men. And our answer to that is, so what?